Yes, sir. What's up, traders? I welcome you to the official YouTube channel of Wealth Empire Capital. In fact, this is going to be the first trade breakdown that I'm going to be publishing on this channel. It's going to be a trade that I took on GBPUSD. And as at the time I was recording this video, this trade is sitting at 90R. And I have partials from this trade running. I took this trade on 27th December, and I'm going to break down this trade, thought process, top-down analysis, whatsoever that I considered before entering this trade. So before I jump into the chart, I want you to do just one thing for me, just a simple thing for me. I want you to subscribe to this channel. I want you to like this video, and if you subscribe to the channel, just comment in the comment section. Just say yes sir in the comment section. Okay, so let's jump straight into the chart. Alright guys, so before I delve into this analysis, I am going to show the prior pictures that I took, the prior screenshots of the trade that I took, that I sent to a friend. The whole breakdown is going to show on the left side of the screen, so that you know that I'm not hiding behind the bar replay too. I'm not just seeing things in hindsight, right? So it will be displayed on the left side of the screen. So let's go into the chart now. So before we begin, I'm going to be using the bar replay tool, and I'm going to engineer price back to where I had the entry, and I'm going to strip the charts of all these drawings. Then we can do it together. Then you can get the whole thought process that I went through and the procedures that I went through to get this trade up and running. So I'm going to switch to the weekly time frame, the monthly time frame first. Always start from the higher time frame. Okay, so higher time frame. Okay, I saw this monthly time frame. Price was making higher highs and higher lows, and then I saw price making some sort of retracement into demand down here. Okay, so let me take this off and make it display. So I saw price making its way into this level of demand right here. Okay, then I quickly switch into the weekly time frame to see what price is doing. Right, so on the weekly, I saw price making higher highs and higher lows in here. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so I knew that this was my recent weekly leg that I am working in. This is the recent weekly leg that I'm working in. And then I annotated, or I defined my supply zone. Okay, so I quickly defined my supply zone in here on the weekly time frame. Okay, so supply. And what was I looking at? I was looking at price to make a retracement into this weekly supply. Then we can continue the sales down, or if the lower time frames decide to hold the bullishness, then we're going to break this weekly supply. But I don't know, and I can't tell until it has happened, right? So I'm going to stick to what price is showing me, and I ride along. So fast forward, I step into the daily time frame to see what price is doing. Okay, so on the daily time frame, what I see price doing is making higher highs and higher lows. That was the daily swing legs. Okay, let me show the weekly BOS over here. So this was the weekly BOS. Okay, break of structure to the downside. Okay, so this was the recent daily leg that I was working in. Okay, the recent daily leg. This is it that I was working in. Okay, great. So what do? I just again look for my supply zone. Right, so that was my daily supply. Let me just show that daily POI. POI is just an abbreviation for point of interest. Okay, and this is my weekly POI as well. All right, so what is the intention of price here again? So the intention of price here is that now we see weekly is bearish, daily is also bearish. So price has the tendency to do two things. What has it got to do? Either it's going to tap into this daily supply and continue the bears, or after tapping into this daily supply, maybe H4 or H1 is going to hold the bulls, then we can continue the bullishness into the weekly supply like what it did. Okay, great. So I stepped into my 4-hour time frame to see what price is doing. Okay, so if you guys have realized one thing, I always work within the recent swings on each time frame. The recent swings on each time frames. That's what I mostly focus on to avoid myself being cluttered on the chart, to get confused on the chart. Okay, so I don't get confused on the chart. So on the 4-hour time frame, we were bullish, but I'm going to show the H4 structure so that you guys will also know what was happening. So on the H4, I saw price making lower highs and lower lows, and then price switched for a bullish intent right here, breaking this recent lower high for a higher high here. Then I had a higher low and a higher high. Okay, so this is what the H4 did. Okay, switched intent right here with that break of structure to the upside. Okay, and then we had a follow through break of structure in here. Okay, break of structure. So let me just show that H4 BOs. Okay, so what was my intention? My intention was to see price tell me that it wants to come down and retrace into some sort of H4 demand, then I can look for buys up. Okay, so I always look for price to tell me what it wants to do, then I capitalize on it. Okay, so in this case, what did price do? So I marked that H4 demand here. So what did I do? I just stepped back into the daily because I saw a candle on the daily time frame that was of much interest to me. So yeah, that was the candle. So I marked this candle down as a demand zone. Sorry, I marked this candle down as a demand zone that I was looking for price to come and tap in, and I look for buys to the upside. Great. So what am I going to do? I'm going to switch, or I'm going to step down into lower time frame to see what H1 is saying. So at this point, I know daily is bearish, I know H4 is bullish. What is the H1 saying? The H1 was saying that it was bullish as well. It was making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and higher high. So like I said, I was waiting for that price to tell me that it wants to begin a retracement leg. If price doesn't tell me that it wants to begin that retracement leg, I'm not going to look for sell opportunities into the retracement leg, into the H4 demand. I'm not going to do that. So I always need to wait for price to tell me that. And how do I tell the price is saying I want to begin that H4 retracement? We need to see this H1 level of demand breached. Okay, if this H1 level of demand is not breached, I mean, we can't be looking for that H4 retracement leg to begin. If this level holds, H1 is going to buy as well. Okay, so you always need to wait and see what the market tells you. If you get any sell opportunity in here, praise the Lord, you can just take that sell and then you target H1 demands. Then I quickly step into my 15-minute time frame. Now this is where things begins to get beautiful. Okay, and just a tip, guys, I want to give this tip, but before I give that tip, I just want to remind you guys, if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly hit that subscribe button over there and like this video, share this video, and give your comments on the in the comment section. Whatever you've learned from this video, just share it in the comment section. Okay, great. So let's continue. So the tip that I was talking about is, look guys, the M15 is a very powerful time frame. It is a very, very powerful time frame. You should learn how to read the M15 structure very well. If you're able to read the M15 structure and put it into confluence with H4 direction, trust me, you are going to get 1:10, 1:15 almost every single day. So that was the tip that I wanted to give to you guys. So let's continue. So on the M15, I saw this hidden demand zone that was right here. Okay, the reason why I call it hidden is because on the H1 it doesn't show. Okay, that is it, like a wick. Okay, but it is a valid demand zone. Great. Moreover, if I'm to take my fibs and I take it from the high to the low of the high of that leg, you realize that price is within that equilibrium range. Okay, great. So let's continue and let's see what the M15 was saying. So we can see that M15 has tapped into this hidden demand that was here. Okay, the first thing that we see over here is that this M15 time frame with some brush, M15 time frame made this push to the downside, came back, okay, swept this liquidity. So that was liquidity taken for me. Why? Because this bodies is below this bodies. Even though the wicks are above, it is not breakout structure for me. That is liquidity sweep for me. Okay, some people might call it a wick breakout structure whatsoever. I mean, whichever way you call it, is up to you, right? So from there we see M15 making breakout structures to the downside. So breakout structure, another break of structure to the downside again on the M15. And then the last one which occurred, right here. Okay, great. Okay, so to those of you who are wondering what I'm doing, I'm just showing you the M15 structural level within this time frame. Okay, so that was it over there. Okay, and that was the last bearish breakout structure to the downside. And then what happened in here, we can see the price the last week over here was taken. Okay, it was taken. So I call it a change of intent. Anytime the M15 changes, I call it a change of intent. Okay, mostly because M15 forms, to me, M15 is some kind of the skeletal structure for intraday moves. Okay, so anytime the M15 changes intent, I'm very much concerned to see what price is doing. Okay, so what do we have now? We have the H4 that is bullish, we have H1 that is bullish, and right now we have M15 which is bullish. So we have these three intraday time frames aligning, but then the daily is bearish and the weekly is also bearish. But we shouldn't forget that it is the lower time frames that builds up to form the higher time frames. So if these intraday time frames are bullish and they are aligning, why not price could just go ahead and then break that daily bearishness and continue with the bulls? Okay, so another thing is this purple rectangles that you see here are just Asian sessions. It's an indicator that I use to mark my Asian sessions. So my Asian sessions are a guide to me to mark major liquidity pools in the market every single day. It's just major liquidity pools for me. So that is it right there. So after this M15 break, what am I going to look for? The only thing that I'm going to look for is an entry confirmation. That's the last thing I'm going to look for to enter a trade. An entry confirmation, which I call an XBU, an SBU, a sign of bullishness, to then take a trade to the upside. So fast forward to the 5-minute time frame. Okay, so stepping into the 5-minute time frame, I see that the 5-minute is making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, okay? And it's now retracing. So it tells me that the 5-minute is also aligned with the M15, H1, and H4. So let's see what price does. Apart from that, what other confluences do I have? I have this high here, which is also Asian liquidity, Asian high, which is also the Asian high, and it's a major liquidity pool that price will always be attracted to. So if I see this high broken, then that's good. I mean, it's good news for me. So let's play price forward and let's see what price does. Okay, so what do we see? What do we see? We see that this level of the 5-minute was respected. Okay, this level of the 5-minute was respected, and then this level, which was an Asian high, also a major liquidity pool, was what was taken, right? Then I knew that okay, we've gotten that again. We had my confirmation right here. This was the sign of bullishness that I was talking of. Okay, so this was the first one. Other additional confirmations, we had different layers of bearish swings or bearish points in the market broken. So the first layer that was broken was my sign of bullishness that happened over here. There's a second layer that was broken, and then the third layer, which also happened to be the Asian high or a major liquidity pool over here, was also taken up. Okay, apart from that, what other things do I see? I see price inefficiencies all over here. Okay, inefficiencies all over here. So I was just confident enough to place my limit on this candle, okay, with a 3.5 pip stop loss. 3.5, okay, 3.5 pip stop loss, okay. So that was it. That was the entry over there, real quick. And if you look at the time, what time we had just started the landing session, it was 8:10 in the morning. So I was anticipating a move into this place around 9 o'clock. So that was the entry over there. I placed the limit over there. Let's see what price did. Let's play price forward. You see, we had the tap in at 9 o'clock, exactly 9. Then let's look at target. The first place that I'm going to target is this H1 high. Okay, so just to this H1 high alone, we are looking at around 12%. Okay, just to this H1 high, we're looking at around 12%. And then to the daily supply zone in here, we are looking at around roughly, let's say 19. Okay, we're looking at 19. Okay, 19%. Let's see what price did. I'm going to switch to higher time frame so that we're going to have price move a bit quickly. So fast forward, let's see what price did. I'm going to forward this part. Great. So we can see that if you had all your TP levels around this area of the daily supply, you might have hit TP 19R, just walk away. But did I close all my positions here? No, I just closed partials and left the rest to run. Why? Because I knew that the higher probability scenario was for price to get into this weekly supply. Okay, so I just took partials over here and I was looking at what price was doing within this daily supply to see if price was going to present me with a selling opportunity, then I was going to hedge. You see, so that's how hedges also come about. So I took some partials and I left the rest to run. So let's continue to play price forward. And just like that, boom, we can see TP hit. Okay, TP hit and what was the restore reward. See right there, it's 90 R right there, super clean. And how long did this trade take to hit TP? It's around 16 days and 12 hours, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's the whole idea, the whole process that I went through into getting this trade up and running. So I'm going to show my MT4 entry on the left side of the screen. So yeah, this is the end of the video. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure if you're not subscribed to this channel, click on the subscribe button, because I'm going to be sharing insane content that is going to take your trading career to the upside. I'm going to help you, show you things that is going to help you with your trading journey. So hit that subscribe button, like this video, share this video, and comment whatsoever that you learned from this video. See you in another episode. Bye.